Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I am bringing you January's round of rotating decks, my TBR game, where I have Uno cards help me pick my prompts to create part of my monthly TBR. So it is a new year. New year means new changes to the game. I don't intend on making a lot of changes. In fact, I only intend on making one. So the one change that I will make for 2023 is that I am going to eliminate the punishment prompt. So not the punishment deck. The punishment deck will stay. What I'm saying is my punishment for not reading everything that I was supposed to read for my game or doing the 100 pages. I have found throughout this last year that I have felt really pressured to read things that I wasn't in the mood for. So like things that I picked at the beginning of the month for the game, I just never felt like I wanted to read those things, and then let it get to the end of the month and it was like trying to like stress read so that I didn't have to pull a punishment prompt. And that led to me piling on books that were partially unread to finish in the next month, and then, you know, I wasn't really feeling it, and then ended up not really enjoying the books as much as I would have, I think, if I had read them, you know, when I wanted to read them. I've always said that I am a mood reader, and for a while this game with the punishment for not finishing or not reading the 100 pages was working for me, but in the last like 6 months it really hasn't. And I want reading to continue to be fun for me, so I'm just eliminating that part of the game. So there'll be no punishments if I end up not picking up one of the books that I have selected for my game. But that will, I believe, make me feel better about what I do decide to pick up during the month. And so, yes, that's the only part of the game I'm eliminating. Everything else will remain the same. I am leaving the punishment deck within the game, so there are still going to be chances for me to pull a punishment. But I think this is what's going to work best for me in 2023. We'll see. I mean, if I feel like I want to bring the punishments back, I'll definitely do that. But as of right now, I think for my reading happiness, this is something that needs to be done. So no punishments if I don't end up getting to or reading 100 pages of any of the books that I pull for the game going forward. But that being said, let me tell you how I did in the month of December. So in the month of December, I did play my game and I picked a couple of prompts, but I focused on my manga advent calendar project. And I have to say that I did spectacularly on my manga advent calendar project. But that also meant that I didn't read a lot of my selections for December. But I had said that to you, that the manga advent calendar project was going to be my priority in December. And so these, if I got to them, great. If I didn't, great. I did get to some of it. So let me just tell you how I did. So for Cloud Library, I had chosen to read Wheel of Time. So this is by The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, the first book in the Wheel of Time series. I read this as part of the read-along that's happening with Sandra from Got a Thing for Things and several other co-hosts. And this is going to be a book every 2 months. So I did end up reading to chapter 26, page 415. So I think when I talked to you last, I was in the hundreds or so, the 100s. So I did read a bit. I ended up having to return the book, though, to the library. My borrow expired, and so I figured I'd just pick up the rest of it in January. So I will be continuing this in January to try to keep up with the read-along. So far, this is just okay for me. But yes, very much like what I've seen already on the TV show. So yeah, I did read at least 200 pages, I think, of that. And then for bought in 2016, I chose Volume 1 of Yowamushi Pedal by Wataru Watanabe. This one's published by Yen Press, rated teen. I did start reading this one last night. So I can't even tell you what page number because there are no page numbers on the bottom, but I have read this much. So not too much. We'll see how much I get through tonight, but I don't think that this is going to be finished in 2022. Just for reference, I am filming this on December 31st. So this is the last day of December as I'm filming this, but you'll see this in January. So yes, not going to punish myself, like I said, because I did put my manga advent calendar project as my primary reading thing to do in December, and I did really great with that. I'm very happy with all of the manga titles that I was able to read, and I did in fact read everything that I had pulled from my manga advent calendar, so that is great. Lots of manga reviews for December. I'm very, very happy with my reading in the month of December. So now let's get to what I will be reading for January. So I do have a couple of things that I will be participating in January. But before I tell you what those are and get to the Monochrome Manga Club selections, which is the in real life manga club that I host at a local Barnes & Noble, let me switch you over to the gameplay for the month of January, and then I'll come back and tell you everything that I will be reading. Hello everyone, so this is the setup for January's round of rotating decks. We are still playing with the Vintage Peanuts deck. So as per usual, I have already shuffled the deck. So I'm going to have my daughter come over here and cut the deck so that you know that I don't know what is on the top of this deck. And I'm super excited to see what kind of prompts I get for the beginning of 2023. Okay, so let's see what kind of prompts I get. We're going to do 3 prompts as per usual, and our first pull will be, that is a green 9. And the prompt is, buy a book new. So it looks like I'm going to be buying something new to read at the beginning of the year, which is not too bad. And our second prompt will be, that is a yellow 8. And our prompt is random number generator. So I just need to go to my Goodreads and random number generate a book. That can actually be kind of scary, but we'll see how that goes. And our last prompt will be, that is a blue 2. And the prompt is, bought in 2017. So I just have to go to my Goodreads and go to my shelf that says bought in 2017 and select something from that shelf. So not too bad, not too bad. I am okay with these prompts. We'll see what the random number generator does for me. But yeah, these will be the prompts for January. Let me go pull my selections and I'll be back with you in a bit to share with you what I have selected for these prompts. Okay, so that game actually wasn't too bad. So let me start off by telling you what I will be reading for those selections. Then we'll get into some of the other things that I will be reading for the month of January. So first off, I got a green 9. So this is that classic scene from Charlie Brown. And this brought me the prompt, buy a book new. So that basically means that I just need to buy something and read it in the same month. I do not know yet what I want to purchase for this. I typically have a list of manga that I want to purchase in the month. And I actually have a little bit of a list left over from December that I haven't purchased yet. So I will definitely be purchasing something and reading it. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. So I will update you on my DSIS-19 diary entries as to what that will be. I still am not very good at posting on Instagram. Maybe I'll try to do that again. I just feel like I'm not very creative with my background, so I don't like to post. And it's pretty much just, this is what I'm reading type of posts. But we'll see. I definitely will be purchasing something though and buying it. Like I said, you can keep up with me on my DSIS-19 diaries. That is where I wrap up everything that I have done for the week, whether it be reading, knitting, watching TV shows, video games, anything. I just do a weekly wrap up and let you know there. Then I pulled a Yellow 8, and this is also another classic scene. However, it's not one that I like because Schroeder is my favorite. And I don't like Lucy. But yes, that is my favorite Schroeder. And this one brought me random number generator. So I basically just had to do a random number generator on my want to read shelf on Goodreads. That brought me number 877, which is The Night Gardener, I believe, by Jonathan Augier. I think that's how you pronounce it. From what I understand, this is a middle grade horror mystery, and that's pretty much all I know about it. I actually put this book on my to-read list in 2015. So that's how long it's been on my shelf. And so it's about time that I get to it. I do have to borrow a copy of it from my library. I have already done that. And so I have an ebook copy and I am on a wait list for the audiobook. So that's what I will be reading for the random number generator prompt. And then the last prompt, or the last number I pulled, was a blue 2. This is Peppermint Patty. And so for that one, it brought me the prompt of bought in 2017. So that just means I need to read something from my bought in 2017 shelf on Goodreads. And so I went through that list. That list only had 132 things on it, I think, which does seem like a lot, but I've actually read quite a bit from that shelf. So I decided to go ahead and go with Fruits Basket Volume 9. This is the collector's edition, so it's an omnibus of 2 volumes. This is by Natsuki Takaya, published by Yen Press, rated teen. So this is the next volume that I need to read. I would really like to complete this series this year, and so that is why I chose this one, even though this is not a series that I am with the majority on. So this, I'm sure you all know, follows a girl named Toru Honda, who is an orphan. She, through circumstances, ends up living with a couple of people from the Soma family. The Soma family actually has a secret, and that secret is that some of the members of the Soma family can turn into the animal counterparts of the Chinese zodiac if they are hugged by a person from the opposite sex. So this story kind of follows Toru learning about their secret and basically changing their lives. I think that's probably the best thing to say without spoilers. I have watched both anime adaptations of this series, so I do know where this is going. And to be honest, for me, from the beginning, there was only one way this could go. And so it's not really surprising for me at all. Like I said, I'm not in the majority on this. I don't understand why this is such a beloved series because I have a lot of issues with this. I was going to say something spoilery, but I'm going to hold it in. But yes, I've got 4 more of these collector's editions to read to finish out this series. So by reading this one, it'll get me 1 more omnibus closer to doing that. And so this is the one that I chose. So that's what I will be reading for those prompts. Like I said, there are a couple other things that I want to read and participate in the month of December. I already mentioned The Eye of the World, so I do want to finish this one to keep up with that read along. And then my friend Janaea over at Live a Thousand Lives is also doing a read along. So this series that she will be reading along is the Fever series by Karen Marie Moning. So the first book in the series is Dark Fever, and we will be reading that in the month of January. This is actually going to be a reread for me. I read it several years ago and really enjoyed it, but never continued for whatever reason. And so this, I believe, is a supernatural type mystery romance, or romantic suspense, maybe. There's definitely a mystery element. It's been several years since I've read it. I believe this follows a woman who finds out that her sister was murdered and ends up traveling to Ireland. And I think it's Ireland anyway. And gets kind of wrapped up in the investigation, trying to figure out what exactly happened to her sister, and discovers things she never knew existed, type of thing. So, like I said, I remember really enjoying this one when I read it. The first time I actually got a free copy of the book from Kindle. It was a free download many years ago. So I do have a copy of it. And so I'm really looking forward to rereading this one and then continuing along with the read along with Janaea throughout the remaining volumes. I believe there are like 11 or so. But only the first 5 follow our character from the first book, which I believe her name is Michaela. But don't hold me to that because I don't quite remember. But yes, I'm really looking forward to getting back to the Fever series, rereading that book and continuing. I will also have my Monochrome Manga Club series selections. So like I said, the Monochrome Manga Club is a in real life manga club where I host at a local Barnes & Noble. We read 2 first in a series books, and we're doing 2 series reads. So the first in a series books we will be reading, volumes, are Volume 1 of Dinosaur Sanctuary by Itaru Kinoshita, research consultant Shinichi Fujiwara. This is published by 7 Seas Rated Teen. This follows a world where a remote island was discovered. The dinosaurs never went extinct. And so, scientists did the Jurassic Park thing, and they opened up a kind of like a Jurassic Park until a certain incident happens. And then places like this Dino Land that's talked about in this volume are in danger because of it. And so I'm really looking forward to this one. I've heard good things, so we will be reading that, as well as Volume 1 of Tomb Raider King. This has art by 3B2S, adapted by Yoons from Redice, original story by Sanji. This is published by Issei Press, rated teen. This is a manhwa, full color, and it sounds very similar to Solo Leveling to me, which is why I wanted to read it to compare and contrast. But this has a throwback in time element. So basically, the same kind of premise. This world, tombs arise. You've got people that go in and raid them, and there are supernatural abilities or something that they can acquire by doing so. We follow our character here. His name is Ju Hyun Suh, and he is one of those people who is pretty talented, but he ends up falling into a trap which transports him back into time 15 years. And so he ends up using his knowledge and expertise at raiding these tombs to pave a way for himself to become the Tomb Raider King. So I thought that would be interesting. So I'm really looking forward to the discussions we're going to be having with the members from my manga club on those. If you'd like to read along with us, you can do so and then chat with us in the discussion threads on my Discord. So there is a Discord link down in the description box below if you'd like to chat about those 2 installments as well as our series reads. I'm not opening up the meetings because I do host them in real life, and so I don't do any live streams of that. But if you'd like to come and chat in the discussion threads, you can do so. Like I said, the link is down in the description box below. But we are also continuing our series read of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. So we'll be reading volumes 13 and 14. This one is by Koyoharu Gotoge, published by Viz, rated teen. And then we will be finishing our series read of Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon with the Eternal Edition Volume 10. This one is by Naoki Takeuchi, published by Kodansha, rated teen. And I'm really looking forward to finishing that series. Again, I'm in the minority. It's not a series that I have been enjoying, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this is all going to end, which also means that we will be having a new series read come February. So I just need to finalize that decision with my members, and I'll be telling you what our new series read will be in my Monochrome Manga Club series first impressions video at the end of January. So I think that's everything that I have planned to read in January. I'm going to try to step back from doing lots of readathons because I didn't get to a lot of the things that I had wanted to read, and I just got so excited with all of the readathons. So I'm going to try to step back. That's pretty much all the plans I have for January. And yeah, like I said, I think this new change to my game will help free me up to not feeling so tied down to the things that I've chosen at the beginning of the month. Because like I said, I am a mood reader, and sometimes that doesn't go well with me pulling prompts for my TBR game. But I think this will definitely help. And yeah, so let me know down in the comments below if you will be participating in any readathons in January, or what you will be reading in January. I would really love to know. If nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a dinosaur emoji down in the comments below, that would be greatly appreciated. It would really help me out, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye!